Hey, number 8 in the BrainTrain May expiration this month is another simple drill called the split stance cross crawl movement. This is for everyone, including kids, elderly, and those who find salami in their purse. More on that later if you stick around to the end to hear that story. All right, so I got this movement from, it's called vibrantchiro.com, and a cross crawl movement is what we're doing today. It is not a cross lateral movement. Remember I said pretty much every cross lateral movement is also a cross crawl movement, but not every cross crawl movement is a cross lateral movement. Okay, anyway, doesn't matter. It's still good for you to remember, integrate and have your left and right sides of the brain work together, okay? But today it's not a cross lateral, meaning we're not crossing the midline, but we're still incorporating the left and right sides of our body. So these kind of simple drills, okay, especially switching from yesterday's drill or the prior post drill of the very advanced crisscross lateral crawl, this one is one of those that you would pull out of your toolkit for those days and times when you're super stressed and you need to ground yourself and to kind of help refocus when you're getting ready to do some sort of session on a project or study or something like that. Okay, so you don't need anything. We are just going to be standing, and the arm position is just out to your side in sort of this closed cactus pose. The split stance position comes from the fact that we're going to have one leg in front of the other. So it's a very, very like high lunge. You could think of it that way. So keep your feet pointed straight ahead. Keep your heels of both feet on the ground. So make sure you're nice and grounded here. So here's our starting position. We'll take a nice inhale, and as we do so, we're going to lean forward slightly. And the cross crawl portion is the fact that if we have our left leg out, so whatever is the opposite side of the leg that's in front, we're going to straighten up and reach that arm straight above. Okay, so here's your inhale. And then as you exhale, you're going to switch, okay? So we're once again syncing our breath. So an inhale on one movement and an exhale on the alternate movement. Okay, so if you have a slight lean, that's going to help engage and remind you to stabilize yourself a little bit. So it makes it a little bit harder than just standing up here, right? Okay, so that's the movement, that's it. All right, so do this for about a minute or two. That's the other great thing about these really simple drills, right? It only takes about a minute or two, no equipment required. You just stand up or get on the floor and do it. All right, so remember, going back to the original post and explaining why we're doing this and how we're getting our left and right sides of the brain and crossing the midline and the two hemispheres to work together better. You know, it's supposed to help you with your you know, thinking, your motor control, all of that. So for someone, okay, who does a lot of cross crawl and cross lateral movements through the course of my regular workouts, okay, in addition to something like this, I cannot imagine how much, so it's not making me smarter, it's making me less dumb is my point. I cannot imagine how much dumber I would be if I didn't have all these cross crawl movements and cross lateral movements. Lord help me. Okay, so here's the salami story, because I am a little bit overwhelmed, a little bit overtaxed these days. So yesterday I go into work, and as it so happens, here and there, my boss would leave me a little treat or something at my desk when I come into work. So oftentimes it's candy, oftentimes, you know, it's pastries, whatever. That day it was salami, you know, those rolls of dry salami that you eat with crackers and cheese and such. So I said, hey, why'd you leave me salami? And he said, well, I thought, you would like it. So I said, well, yes, I do like salami. Thank you. So acts of love, right? I brush out the fringe of his rug. He leaves me salami. Fine. So I ate some of the salami yesterday. Oh, and by the way, how I like to eat it is I slice it and nuke it inside paper towels for just like 10-15 seconds, and it gets hot really quickly, but then you squeeze the crap out of that, right? Squeeze out all the fat and eat it that way. Anyway, so I ate the salami and I had like half that stick left over, so I put it in a Ziploc bag and I put it in the refrigerator, or so I thought. So the next day, at work again, I'm like, oh, I should finish that salami. I go and look into the refrigerator, it's not there. So I'm looking at the sides, I'm looking at the drawers, I'm looking at all the shelves, not there. I check again a couple more times and I thought, okay, this actually doesn't need refrigeration. So maybe I put it in the cabinet, it wasn't there. Maybe I put it in my snack drawer, it wasn't there. So I finally just thought, well, maybe my boss decided to finish the salami. I'm like, I don't care about that, if he wants to eat whatever. I just thought that's the only explanation. So, I gave up. I put it out of my mind. Later on, I found the salami in my purse. And there was like no reason for the salami to be in my purse except for the fact that I'm overtaxed and tired. So I need some more crisscross, cross lateral, cross crawl, all of it. I need all of it. Okay, so I won't, end up accusing my boss, my innocent boss, of being an Indian salami giver. Okay, so that's the moral of the story. I need more cross lateral movements and cross crawl movements. You need more cross lateral movements and cross crawl movements. All right, so do this. Pull this out whenever you need a little reset. I know the ones that seem really easy almost seem like pointless. Okay, what's the big deal of just moving your legs front and back and your arms up and down? All right, give it a go before you knock it and see how it helps you.